Yo, JD here, Tolimus, and as you can see by the video title here today, this is going to be me talking a little bit about F1 2016 on personally what I would like to see in the game. This was inspired by, obviously, we're coming to the end of F1 2015, the beta testing is potentially coming out soon. Also, my good friend Matty G, he made a video on this yesterday, and it really wanted me to make a video on it, to be honest, as well, because I've had a few ideas for a while. Well, not really ideas, but just how I feel it should be to be successful, in my opinion, not from just a league racing perspective, but for all players, really. And that's something I'm going to share with you here today in this shortish video, I hope. So, firstly, I feel people seem to think that they need to add features. I don't really feel that is the case. I feel they need to stick with what works before and not really run before you can walk, in all honesty. I think they should stick to the basics and really just focus on making the game, as Matt said yesterday, that actually works, that actually fundamentally and functionally actually works, from the word go, really. I know there's going to be a few bugs and glitches which you have to expect with games, but nothing on the level that we saw, particularly with this year's game or last year's game. Something that just works. And when I mean stick to the basics, I feel if I could choose the game modes that are actually in the game, it would be sprint mode, custom lobbies, a RaceNet kind of game mode as we had on F1 2013, I believe, and time trial, time attack, and obviously career mode. And that's all I would have in it. I wouldn't have the hopper lobbies because I don't feel they work, because you just can't race with that many people. I just feel having the open lobby sprint mode, and also custom GPs where you can just select a track, which track is available, and you can just see all the lobbies that are available. It will just bring so much more people together and so many more people in races. It will just make it that much more exciting, and I feel that was very, very successful in 2012 and 2011 and 2013 in particular. It was really, really successful, so I feel that should be in the game, and they shouldn't really, like, people are saying that they should add GP2 and GP3 and all that. Yeah, that would be absolutely awesome. I would love to see that, but I don't think they should add that, because they should focus on really getting the basics right first, in my opinion. Secondly, and this is quite a big thing for me in particular, but I feel the netcode needs to be strong. I feel 2013's netcode was probably the best netcode it's been on the games, and just something like that would be great to have, because on this year's game, I know my connection's not great, but the lag for most people just wasn't really playable, and you couldn't really have fun online. So having a decent netcode, I feel, is essential, really, because I know career mode is really, really popular on YouTube, but most people do play online more than just doing the single player, and it would just bring so many more people to actually want to play the game and not get bored after a month. Having a strong netcode, I feel, is crucial to just producing good racing, and even the handling doesn't need to be amazing. If you have got a good netcode, we guarantee to everyone to be in sync with each other and actually most people to finish races, then I feel that's a key to actually bringing a successful game. Thirdly, handling. In my opinion, I'm really not actually bothered, because I accept that this game is not a sim. It is more arcade than it is sim, and that's perfectly fine with me. If I wanted to do sim, then I would go on R-Factor 2 or iRacing or Assetto Corsa, but I just enjoy playing these games. I like how you can really, really battle. It's just really just easy to pick up and play for most people as well. It's just something I've very much enjoyed, which is why I love playing F1 games. So for me, the handling, I don't really have a preference, as long as I felt on F1 2015, I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me in this, but I was not really a fan of the handling in this, and the main reason for that is because I feel you just couldn't really race. Although it felt quite different and quite unique, I quite liked the steering, quite liked the traction, but the braking for me was really inconsistent, quite unpredictable. That's just for me anyway. Just felt every time I was on the brakes, wasn't really consistent with how much pressure. If I gave it the same pressure each lap, then the car would react differently, and that would create quite difficult times to actually just race side by side with someone. I felt it was really, really difficult to go side by side, and I see it now when people race. Just due to the handling, how twitchy it is as well, it's almost it's very, very difficult to be really properly side by side with people, which you could do on 2013, 2012 games like that. And I don't really mind too much what the handling is. 2013 kind of style handling would be great for me, in my opinion. But just a handling where you can actually race someone wheel to wheel is something that I would really want. As for career mode, even though I've never really been a big career mode guy, myself actually playing it, I do enjoy watching career mode. I watch everyone's YouTube career modes pretty much. I feel the AI in F1 2015 was the thing that impressed me the most. I think the AI was definitely a step in the right direction. I'm not saying it's completely perfect, but I feel it was definitely probably the best it's been. It's aggressive, they're quick most of the time. Obviously there could still be improvements on lap 1, but I feel that AI was actually pretty challenging, and if they even stuck with that AI, that would make me want to play a career mode with obviously more features. With F1 2011 I feel in particular was a really, really good career mode, something I actually played. And F1 2006 I believe as well, we have the paddock setting, we could actually do research and development. Actually when you finish the season you could actually get a different contract, or there's actually something else other than just being the driver for the whole season. You have to really work through the testing and practice, the aerodynamic testing, all that. It feels like you actually are in a real career mode, and that's something you do want. And rather than just being in the menus, actually being in the paddock and actually being interviewed and stuff. But no, it's just the little things really I feel would just make that game just a little bit special. But for me, as I said before, I really do feel they need to stick to the basics rather than try and add all these different game modes and different animations, which obviously make the game look good, but to play it doesn't really play good. And for me, I really want a game that plays good rather than actually look good, in all honesty. And another little thing, if they did add a feature, which is something I got from PGR4, if anyone's played that game, I felt maybe like a RaceNet mode, as I said before, but maybe like a tournament mode that I had on PGR4. That game came out in about 2008 or 2009. It actually might have been earlier than that. I might be completely wrong. It might have been actually years before that. That's how long ago it was. But they actually had a tournament mode where every single day you had a time trial event that started from 8 in the morning until 8 PM. And then the top 20 drivers, 30 drivers go through to the platinum stage, next into gold and silver and then bronze. Then you go through little mini heats and top 2 in each heat, and then go through to the final. And then you get to race it out to get the trophy in each of your classes each day. So it's a different car, different track, every time different weather. It was so much fun. It was one of my most favourite memories of playing racing games, and that's what really got me into actually playing racing games seriously. It was that game, through just the competitiveness through that on that tournament mode, really just. And you used to log your scores as well, so it used to tell you how many times you've actually won the tournaments and everything throughout all the years and all the stats and everything. I felt something like that would be really, really good, along with an actual ranking system which they had on Grid 1, I believe. I feel something like that next to your name, or it doesn't even have to be a badge, it could just be a phrase, like legendary or race driver. Like on PGR4 they actually had that as well, but if you remember Grid 1, they had that, your true skill rank. I thought that would be something that would make you want to play the game. It was something that would actually entice you to actually play the game, rather than you don't have anything against your name. There's nothing to do in career mode. Online, you can't even be your actual self as well with the helmets and everything. I just feel they just need to just stick to the basics and add some little really, really small things that would just make it feel a lot more unique and individual to the actual player. But in terms of the handling, as I said, just something where you can actually race wheel to wheel with people, because in my opinion that was why I was not a fan of the handling for F1 2015. As much as it actually did feel nice when you're by yourself, but actually wheel to wheel, I felt, for me anyway, I felt it was almost impossible to actually do that. So that's really just my take on the actual, what I would like to see on F1 2016. So this is basically what I would say if I got invited to the beta testing. And hopefully I do, because that'd be a really, really amazing opportunity. So that is just, as I said, what I think. Let me know what you guys think as well. I saw the video yesterday, which inspired me to actually make this video. I've been thinking about these kind of things for quite a while now. Just wanted to just say in the video. So as always, thanks for supporting the channel. Got to 1 million views, which is absolutely amazing. Go try and push to 10,000 subscribers this year. So we'll see where we are in a year's time. Hopefully we'll be on that target. That would be absolutely amazing. Thanks for the support as always, and catch you next time. Cheers.